everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing okay. I think it was last Sunday when we did the Halloween set. Well, I said that I gave you a few options of what I was planning on doing for Halloween. And Michael Myers and Hocus Pocus were clearly people's favourites, but Hocus Pocus absolutely smashed it. So we're doing that today. And I'm going to use a few of the new products from ℍ𝕆𝔻𝕻, their collection gel potion, and a couple of others. I will try and name them as I go through. So this one is Twilight Tints. So I've grabbed 10 nails. These are actually going to be for myself. And if you have possibly watched the giveaway video, you'll see that I was wearing them. I was so eager to put them on, so I removed all of my extensions yesterday and popped these on today, last night actually. Enchanted Green. So I'll try and explain which, because each nail is completely different, like on both hands. Moonlight Mystique. So we've got the purple on the thumb on one set and on the ring finger on another set. We have the green on the middle finger on one set and the pinky on the other set. Then the blue is on pinky on one side and index finger on the other. And then we've done Perfect Black on the index, the ring on one hand and the middle on the other hand. Bit confusing, but you'll see when they're close to being done what they're going to look like, I suppose, or from the thumbnail obviously. So it's a little bit long, but hopefully you stick around. So I was reading the what's it, and then I was like, oh my god, what a freaking idiot. So I always try and read the instructions regardless of whether I've used the product before. I knew that you needed a white base because I told you about it last time, but I was too eager, so I did 2 coats of the coloured polishes, then read the instructions, realised, kicked myself. I've cut out as close to the picture as possible of the decals from, from Candy Nails UK. I've got something tickling the back of my throat and it is not pleasant. Candy Nails UK water decals. So I've cut them out as close as possible, lined up on the nail where they're going to go so that I know where to put the white, so that white background is going to cover the whole, like the sticker's going to cover the whole white part. Done all the coats of white that I need to do. The decals, not stickers, upside down on a jelly stamper always works the best. On the instructions it does say to sit them in a pot of water or a bowl of water, and obviously that works, otherwise it wouldn't be on the instructions, but I find it fiddly for me, and I've always found that the jelly stamper, using the jelly stamper as if it was like your skin and you were putting like an old school tattoo on your arm or something, treat it like that, and it just seems to work so much better. You know what it is? I've just had a kebab with chili sauce on, and I think that plus the bar of chocolate that I ate after it has kind of messed it all up a little bit maybe. So a lot of throat clearing, so there might be quite a lot of pauses in this, I'm afraid. So when the backing is ready to slide off, it will slide off so easily. You don't need to put like any force into it whatsoever. If you feel like it's not super smooth coming off, then it's not ready. Then you just have to stamp it onto the nail, and I've tried to not edit this part as much as I usually would edit, because even though it's sped up a little bit, yeah, I positioned her wrong. Good old Winnie. So her hair's a bit funked up, but it's okay. She looks fine. So the only issue I had with these was on, what's she called? The other one with black hair, the tiny one. I don't know whether I added a bit too much water or I didn't remove, can you see that black line across her face? pretty sure that wasn't there when I popped it down face down on the jelly stamper. So maybe there was something on the jelly stamper. Maybe I didn't clean it properly beforehand. But it still looks really good. Really, really good. I'm really, really pleased with these. I've tried to keep all of it super simple because we were doing basically 10 nails that are all different. So I've tried to keep them all super, super simple. So once all of those are done, you kind of have, unless your nails are super, super wide, or maybe you've got like gone for square nails, then you probably won't have much excess. But because I've gone for stupid stiletto, not that I don't like the shape, I love the shape, but it's got that taper, and then obviously the stickers are square, the decals are square, rectangular, and there's going to be a lot of overhang on the stiletto shaped nails. So once all of the decals are on the nails, we want to, I'm going to use my fingers on the side walls to just make sure that it's all attached sort of thing, and then I will take a 180 grit file and just gently file downwards on the sides, on the side wall, and maybe the free edge if I need to. If there's any overhang anywhere, gently file in just one direction. Do not go back and forth, because then you've got like the risk of lifting up that decal. So just one direction, down, away from the nail, and it will remove any of the excess. And of course, because I was so stupid and I didn't, remember, don't know why I didn't remember, I'm always good with things like that, but I was talking to Fibrofog at it again. I was talking to somebody about Fibrofog, and just lately things have been a lot worse in regards to like fibromyalgia. I was doing so well until the doctors were like, let's switch up your medication a little bit. The same stuff that you've been on for 15 years that seems to be working really, really well for you. You're in like a great place, but we're going to mess it around. So since like middle of August, when that started happening, COVID, and then all the medication change, it's just been a little bit weird. My brain just isn't braining. Can you remember I showed you the stack of MOYOU London plates because they had an 85% clearance off because they're not doing stamping plates anymore? And I said to you, we will be using the Halloween ones again because I'd already used them, but I hadn't shown you that I'd used them. And I was like, don't worry, we will be using them. I'm going to use both of them for this one. All because one of them says Hocus Pocus and the other one says I put a spell on you. Oh my gosh, wasn't it just meant to be? Love that. So Hocus Pocus is going on my right hand, the one that Winnie is on the thumb for. It's going on my index finger, smack bang over the perfect black. And then there's a couple of stars on the stamping plate as well. And I really wanted to add them to it so I don't have to keep drawing, you know, like the generic 4 pointed stars and a few dots, but I do. I still go in with the 3 dots and the stars. Yeah, love that. A freaking car broke yesterday. I was telling my sister, I rang her just, and we had, what was it, last Saturday, we tried to go out, car wouldn't turn over. We're like, oh crap, battery's dead. Charged it overnight, added, like topped up the, what's it called, the deionized water? Whatever goes in the battery. Topped up that, charged the battery overnight, put it back in the car on Sunday, worked fine. And then all of a sudden today, Saturday again, it's just not working. So we've ordered a few new parts for it and hopefully they're the parts that we need and it can get back up and running again. So we're going to be without a car for another week. Hey ho. Such is life and all that. It likes to throw a little bit of a curveball now and again, doesn't it? So which plate are we on now? Oh yeah, so on the other hand, which is actually my left hand, I've chosen the one with the cat. Is the cat called Tom? I'm gonna have to Google it. The one with the cat and the brown black head, which I'm so terrible with names. That hand the pinky finger for that hand is having this weird, it's like a potion bottle thing. I really wanted to do like a bubbling cauldron and the black flame candle, and there was something else that I wanted to do as well. When I drew out the design originally, I was like, oh, we'll do this and we'll do this and we'll make this 3D. And I was like, just wait a minute, because we're doing 10 nails that are all completely different. The video is going to be absolutely massive, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see that. I could be wrong, but having to hear myself talk for nearly 20 minutes straight is enough to put anyone to sleep, so I've saved you all, trust me. For the other stamping plate, this one has the I Put a Spell on You. Some of the lettering was a bit patchy. Same for the Hocus Pocus. So once they were on the nail, when I went in to do those like generic 3 dots and the stars, I did end up filling in the lettering a little tiny bit. You don't need to, because let me just have a look actually. Okay, so it's weird. I've just looked at the stamping plate. They are solid letters, but the way it's stamped out, it looked like there was gaps in the perfect place on every single letter, and it just looked meant to be, but I didn't want it to look like that. I wanted them to be solid. You know when you do like bubble writing or like cartoony style, and you've got like the gaps or shadowing and highlights and stuff, like little bubbles of highlight? It was like that. I think you can see it a little bit on Hocus Pocus there, but on this clip I've filled in all of the bits already. On some, at the very beginning, I really struggled with, because like I said, I drew it out, I wanted to do this, that and the other. When it come down to it, I was like, this is going to take a really long time. Not only recording it, but having to edit it and then talk at the same time. We changed it up, but then that meant that I had no idea what to do on certain nails. So at the very beginning, if you saw that I left a few blank, that is probably the reason why. I knew that I wanted to do the book regardless, but I switched it from doing like a 3D actual book. I wanted to create like a little book with it made out of like the sculpting gel stuff. So it turned it into a little charm and then glue that onto a nail. But I was like, let's just make the whole nail the book. So I put a layer of, wasn't pumpkin palace, I don't know, I popped it on screen anyway. A layer of like a beigey leather colour. Cured that. I think I did 2 coats, and then I did a base coat uncured, and then went in with like Oracle and possibly Midnight Hour, and just like patched them in, like stippled them. Remember the stipple rag rolled walls back in the 80s and 90s? That's what this reminds me of, rag rolling. So essentially just stippled, rag rolled onto the wet base coat, give that a cure. Then we went in with the white, made a dot with the white, then Lonely Boy for the green, black for the pupil. Went in with the original leathery colour to go do the eyelids, and then added some shade into that. Then I've mixed a little bit of Midnight Hour and Oracle. I think it's No Rules, the paler one, the orangier brown. I'm sure it's No Rules. So Midnight Hour and Spooky, mix them together a little bit, make a thick-ish line where the stitching's going to go, and then I gently blended it out with a little bit of base coat, then a thinner brush, and using Midnight Hour as it is to go over the top. Then I mixed a little bit of No Rules and Perfect Work, no, it was the white gel paint, I think, to make like a really pale beigey dirty stitch colour. So doing the tiniest little strokes all along them, and then we can give that a cure. Everything that I've used has taken 60 seconds. Born Pretty and Madame Glam stuff, 60 full seconds. So we've only got one weekend, like after this weekend, we've got next weekend before Halloween. So obviously every Sunday is a Halloween design, but because the Wednesday is the day before Halloween, I know I usually upload like a fall autumnal design, but because it is literally the day before Halloween, I'm thinking one more Halloween set, just because I don't feel like we get to do them an awful lot. I didn't last year, so I feel like I want to do an extra one just for fun, because most of November is still going to be fall designs, and then halfway through November we're going to have Christmas. So I'm so excited for Christmas, you wouldn't believe. Oh, I've added some silver chrome. Is it called silver gel paint from ℍ𝕆𝔻𝕻. That's going to be around the eye, and then there was one nail left where I had no idea, because it was going to be the cauldron nail, and I was like, you know what, there's a witch on a broomstick there. I know they ride like hoovers and whatnot, but it's still a witch. So to keep it simple still, back to the stamping plate, adding a little witchy witch. And then once all of those white stars and dots are done, I will go back in with the silver gel paint and add some silver stars and dots to literally every single nail. So all around the ladies and the zombie dead man and the cat. I'm going to have to try and remember the names. I only see the film once a year, don't come at me. I'm blaming fibro, it's fine. Adding some stars and dots to everything, all the nails. They've all been matte top coated, and then I've added the silver because it's the gel paint, it's the art gel paint. We don't need to top coat it, essentially. It's got no sticky inhibition layer, and it can be put straight onto the nail. But look, I love them so much. And I hope you guys did too. Thank you very much for your suggestions. Shall we do Michael Myers next Sunday? I do love Michael Myers. And then we'll try and squeeze one more in for the Wednesday before Halloween, maybe. Possibly. We'll see. We will see. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate everything that you watch, you like, you comment on. I'm just really grateful. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, everything I've used is linked in the description box down below as always, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks guys. Bye.